what else do we have there? Taco come name some things. Spanish rice, refried beans, taco, taco, enchilada, enchilada, and you know you could get a meal like that for 50 cents. Boy, them days are long, long gone. But
yeah, they should still be cheap. It doesn't cost that much for rice and beans and tortillas. But.
Right. But we really enjoyed Mexican food and had a grand time in San Antonio. And of course, that's where your mother was born, at the Nix Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried to look up the doctor. This is an interesting story. We had probably got pregnant on the honeymoon, and got to San Antonio, very promptly had a miscarriage. And we didn't want to go through that again. And so it was miscarriage is a euphemism, obviously, for a spontaneous abortion. In other words, the fetus was not going to be good when it came out, so the body threw it off. So, but we were way away from home, and transportation was like, so we just toughed it out. She and I did. And but then we started looking for a good obstetrician gynecologist, and I went to everybody in the office whose opinion I respected, right, not only from the editor publisher Frank Huntress was his name, right on down to my assistant there in the copy desk office, and we got the names of several doctors. One was a Dr. Lee Glover, Glober, Jewish, and I remember calling on him. Had a big roll top desk. Let me get a drink of water. Get a little horse here. And I sat next to him, explained the situation. He passed me on my knee. And said, you bring that girl in. We'll get your baby. That was your mother. Came out of that. When we were down there last, we tried to find him or anybody in his family. We could never locate anybody. But I remember the three streets we lived on, East French, East Wasatch, and East Magnolia. And they were all really nice apartments, little apartments just for a couple. And the one on, I think, East French was a Mrs. Davis. Here again, I'm not sure about that name, but Dr. Glover. Sorry about being so emotional.
It's okay.
Put it in bed. Didn't want to get out of bed except to go to the bathroom. So I tended her every move. Got one for lunch, feed her, washed her hair in bed, washed her in bed, fixed all the meals. Because you were young, you can do all that. And I was the head of the copy desk at the San Antonio Express and Evening News, and the other paper was The Light. That was the Yellow Journal, but I worked for the Express and Evening News, and I ran the copy desk so I could take off for lunch and come home and take care of your mother. And that's how we get Betsy. And you know how she got a name, don't you? I know.
No?
Well, let's see. Let me make sure I tell the right story. Not that there are two versions, but I want to be sure it's exactly correct. Of course, Betsy's, your mother's sister, was Margaret Leslie, named after a single lady aunt who was a home economist, I think, in Indiana, and Leslie, of course, who was, of course, Leslie James Buchanan, the head of the family, so to speak. And, excuse me. So we were looking for a name, and Betsy said, well, what about, and Margaret Leslie Buchanan, which was the only girl in about 6 or 7 boys out of Iowa, Clarion, Iowa, I think was their hometown. And let's see, so she said your mother Bliss said, your grandmother, I should say, said, well, what about this? And we named Betsy Ellen Boltman. The Ellen being for Nell Friedrichs, who was Dr. Andrew Valois Friedrichs' daughter, who was your grandmother's best friend in high school. So that Nell Friedrichs and your grandmother Bliss, they hung out together all the time. They smoked together. They did, when I say smoke, they didn't have marijuana those days, so we didn't know about it. But they smoked and they dated together. They did everything together. So we were going to put Nell Friedrichs' name in there. So Nell, which was I think a contraction of Ellen, or whatever. So then we remember that your grandmother's younger sister was Margaret. There was Margaret Leslie Buchanan, and they went to Newman, which was a private school, which of course professors from Tulane and Newcomb would get discounts there. That's one reason. It was an excellent school, and that's what, of course, one reason they sent your great-grandparents sent their daughters there. And Betsy, the younger daughter, they had 2 girls, and not only your grandmother, but her sister. Her name was Margaret Leslie, and here again, named for the aunt, the single aunt on the daddy's side, and Leslie, of course, Leslie James Buchanan. And but when she got to school, everybody, even though her name was Margaret Leslie, called her Betsy. I don't know why, but they called her Betsy. And maybe your mother will remember that. But in any case, each of them got their own little chairs. And on the back of her chair was Margaret Leslie, but she kept saying, "My name is Betsy, Betsy," and so it stuck. And so that's how that all came about. Anyway, it's lots of interesting stories I need to recount so that you can have some memory of them and how they came about. But Bill Buchanan was a terrific guy, dean of the business school at Tulane, and ultimately vice president of the university. Matter of fact, with the president, who was a very pompous Rufus Carrollton Harris. Rufus Carrollton Harris. That was his name. It was the exact opposite of your grandfather. Bill was so laid back, so easygoing, easy to talk to, easy to approach, and yet was a very wise person. I just wish I'd known him even better. But he almost lit one cigarette after the other.